Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this journey in this company is not new for me. I was involved with one of the pioneer projects called Green, and we are in the blockchain space. And for all of you that know that Bitcoin have been around now for 30 years. So we have groundbreaking technology that I was part of for 4 years now. So this company and these different projects are not new to me. And to get the chance to get to know people like Stephen Miller that I have been known of for 2.5, 3 years right now, it's incredible because I have make my due diligence with the people, with the company, and it's fantastic to have the opportunity to share this to you so you also can be part of these different opportunities today. We also have a very special guest also from one of the product here today that is called Element, and you're going to hear more about that after Stephen have went through a little bit about the vision, what is Connect and the history of Connect, but also a little bit about the different projects that we have, and we're going to go more deeper into Element. That is a fantastic project that I think if you understand it, you will make a good decision for yourself and for your future self also and your family. So first of all, I want to introduce Stephen today. He's father of 7 children, if I don't remember a mistake there, and get to know him for 2.5 years. And he always been around. He has so many things to do, but he always answer when he can, try to do everything that he can for us. Because I think the product is the most important thing that we have, and the people around that different products that we have that are independent from each other, but they are dependent from the technology that Connect has developed there for years. So welcome, and the floor is yours, Stephen. So we are very excited to hear a little bit about where we are right now.
Oh, thank you so much, Mikhail. I really appreciate you allowing me to come on and spend some time with your amazing group. And, I know that, number one, this is a unique group of individuals. And the reason why I know that is because as I'm looking at it, we've got 82 people right now on this call. And blockchain is so new. You mentioned it's 13 years old, which is true. But when you look at that compared to all sorts of different technologies and things out there, it's still young. It's newer. Many people don't really understand what blockchain is, and they don't understand how they can take advantage of it and be a part of it. You know, my background, I was in real estate for a long time. I love real estate. As a matter of fact, had a very successful real estate investment company. And in doing real estate, I realized that no matter where I went and who I was talking to, I knew that I was only able to really reach a very small percentage of the people. And because you had to have good credit, and you had to have a lot of money, and you had to have a really good job, you know, have all these things line up perfectly for you to be able to participate in real estate. And when I really jumped into blockchain and crypto and all these amazing new technologies, I realized that this is something that's going to not only change the world, but it's an opportunity for everybody. I've talked to you a lot about this before, Mikhail. I told you kind of some of my background. You know, I come from a very poor family and circumstances, you know, where we didn't often have food to put on the table. We went dumpster diving. You know, we went into grocery store dumpsters sometimes to find food for our family. And when you come from a background like that, for me, I wanted nothing more than to find solutions for individuals that maybe experience something similar to me. Although real estate was great, I knew it wasn't the answer for the masses, you know, but blockchain is an answer for the masses. Blockchain is something that everybody can participate in at all sorts of different levels. And so when I look at what we're doing right now with Connect is building the largest blockchain community in the world. And I say that very confidently. And the reason why I say that is because what we're building it's more than just a neat idea. We have real technology behind what we're building. We have not just real technology, but we also have blockchains with a purpose. And so I've got my watch yelling at me right now, sorry. But we have blockchains with a purpose that have real people who are experts in their fields that are now contributing to these different blockchain projects. I mean, Connect has the Win blockchain, which is an unbelievable opportunity with proof of action and you know, bringing people together in this whole entire community. But we've got so many other projects. Our first one was Green, and you've been around here since the beginning of Green almost, Mikhail. It's been awesome to have you. And what I know about blockchain is it's bringing people from all walks of life. You don't have to be super technical. You don't have to understand, you know, the Bitcoin white paper in order to get involved with blockchain technology that's real. And so what Connect has really done, and what it's doing really well right now, is it's bringing the very best of the blockchain to the forefront. And it's giving the average individual an opportunity to participate at whatever level they feel comfortable. And, you know, Green, like I said, was the first project that we came out with, which is all about renewable energy and helping people to turn their energy liability into an energy asset. That's an amazing project. I love that project. But we have a project called Blue that's in the medical space or health and wellness space. We have Switch, which is our crypto debit card and banking the unbankable. We have Liberty, that's all about home security and safety and freedom of speech. We've got Give, that's all about donations and tracking those donations on the blockchain. And of course, you know, we've got many others that are coming down the pipeline. Element that we're going to talk about specifically today is another amazing project that is really, it's got not only some amazing people that are backing it, and I'm not going to take David's thunder here. You know, I'm not going to say too much, but I do want to let you know that each one of the different projects that Connect is bringing to the forefront have been vetted. They have real technology to back them, and they are blockchains with a purpose that's giving opportunity to individuals that beforehand just didn't have access or the right opportunity. And so if I could, I want to transition real quick. I didn't want to take too much time, just kind of give you a little bit of the overview of where we are. We've been growing and developing now for the last many years, and the projects that we choose to support are projects that we feel are industry disruptors. These are projects that are massive projects in and of themselves, and at Connect, we're bringing them all together to give you firsthand access to not just the technology, but the ability to own a piece of that blockchain through the nodes and different things that we're going to be talking about. So before I turn it over, I do want to properly introduce David. David Kasteler, he's just an amazing individual. David actually He's an experienced entrepreneur. He started his first business when he was 12 years old. He's had an extensive management and business development in his kind of working career. He founded and sold several businesses. He's employed over 800 people and organized international offices in 10 different countries. And so he's just an individual that has been there and done that. And we are truly blessed to have him be part of the Element team. David's love of technology has helped him develop hedge funds utilizing high-speed algorithms, quantitative trading over multiple markets and platforms. And so really jumping into the blockchain space for him is kind of like a little bit of an old hat. Although it's newer technology, he's been in this technology arena for a long time and has had some tremendous success. He's consulted, represented over $750 billion of rare earth minerals, including gold and silver and copper, which is why his participation in Element is so key. And, on top of all of his amazing accolades and things that he's done in business, he's also he's a husband and father. He's got 2 boys, and he's been happily married for over 19 years. And so, I'm so privileged and blessed to have David on the team, to have him part of this kind of founding team for Element to drive this amazing project forward that he's now going to take some time to talk to you all about. So with that, David, the floor is yours, brother.
All right. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Michaela, for the opportunity to be with everyone here at Connect. I wore my Connect jacket. I don't know if anyone can see that. I put this on. I said, we're representing Connect today.
Love it.
Really excited to be here.
You should also be able to, if you want to share screen or something, if you have a presentation.
Yes, I would like to share my screen real quick. Let's do that here. Okay. So let's see. Did that work okay?
Yeah, if you can make it bigger, but I think it's okay.
How's that?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, great. So today we're going to talk about Element, and we're going to talk about gold. Now, there's a lot happening here at Element, and there's a lot of things that we bring into the blockchain. We actually, many of you may have heard us call the company Digger, just as recently as a month or 2 ago. And we changed the name to Digger. We're actually changing the logo, so don't get too excited about the logo. But the reason is we felt like Element was much more encompassing of what we really want to do. And so let me go through what Element does for those of you who haven't heard about Element. We've broken it down into these 3 things: digitize, verify, and gamify. And also, Mikael, let me please tell me if I need to repeat anything or if I am speaking too fast. I get excited when I'm talking about Element. I understand this is
that's great, and I think some people
maybe second language for several of you. I will try.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, David? Yeah.
Yes.
I think some people have a high experience in the crypto. Some people know nodes, but some people don't know nodes. So I think so it's a different some know much and some know less.
Okay. Well, let me explain and start at the base level of what Element is. Everyone has this idea of gold and idea of blockchain, and it's important for us to really come together as a team about what blockchain is doing. Blockchain, in my mind, is going to dramatically change the world. I think of it as similar to the internet, how in the 90s, the internet kind of started taking over. And now you look at the internet, everything is done on the internet. I think that's how blockchain technology will change the world going forward. And so as we've come together with Element, we've tried to say, okay, what are the problems associated with gold, with mining, and with precious elements and assets? And how can we solve those with blockchain? We've got a great team. Scott Lomu, he's been involved in mining for about 17 years or so, doing all different types of mining throughout Africa. Todd, him and his family, Todd Hoffman, they've been involved in mining for their whole lives, basically. and he's going to be a very good proponent for Element going forward. Scott is our president, and he actually was on a Discovery Channel. He had his own show called Jungle Gold, and part of the idea for the preservation side of Element and the improving the world side actually comes from Scott, because Scott saw firsthand the problems associated with mining and how it's really hurting people. And then myself, you heard a little bit about my background, and Todd Hoffman. Todd Hoffman has had the #1 show on Discovery Channel called Gold Rush for the last 8 years. And he's going to be a very big proponent for us as he starts wearing the Element clothing and publishing it. He gets seen in over 120 million people see his show every week. That's a big reach. So very excited about that. This is a picture of Scott back when he was doing his mining in Africa, and again another one from his show called Jungle Gold. I wanted to highlight some pictures here of some of the mining problems, and there really are problems with mining that I think we don't talk about very much. But so here's an old mine that was abandoned, and now you've got water that has toxic minerals being leached through the water and then going down through the groundwater and potentially hurting a lot of people downstream and the environment. Here's another example right next to I think this is in Panama, and you have basically complete deforestation, destroying the forest and then destroying the area around it. And then you have right here, this is what's called placer mining, which is right next to a river, where what happens is they basically destroy all the crops that are right next to the river, and then they destroy the land as they're trying to mine, and then they destroy a lot of the water. There's some major problems with mining that we wanted to tackle and say, how do we improve and not have this be a problem anymore? So there's also lots of problems with people being killed. Scott has stories of children taking balls of gold mixed with other minerals and sucking out the mercury and spitting it out. And of course, that leads to mercury poisoning and a lot of different issues. But the thing with gold that we need to understand is that gold really is used in technology. I mean, my phone, your computers, they all have gold in them. Gold is needed for technology. Gold drives economies. So it's not like we can just get rid of gold altogether, but we can do it a better way. And so as we've looked at Element, we've said, look, there's no more exploitation. It's time for us to include and encompass preservation in our message and actually stop the exploitation of communities and places and people, and potentially make the gold in ground through digitization more valuable than the gold taken out of the ground. If you think about it logically, we're taking most of the gold out of the ground and we're putting it into a vault. Well, what's more secure than the earth? And if we can figure out how to digitize that gold in the ground and potentially make it more valuable than pulling it out, why pull it out in the first place? That's one of the main premises of Element. And so, like I said before, gold does power economies, gold is needed for technology, and gold is necessary in the world. But let's do it a responsible way. Let's do it the Element way. And so there's 3 things I want to point out here that most of you probably know. Number 1 is that currencies actually aren't backed by gold. I don't know if there are any gold or currencies that are truly backed by gold anymore. And this is a big revelation for a lot of people, that your euro, your dollar is not actually backed by anything. What is it backed by? It's backed by the trust and the faith that we put into it. And this is the whole idea behind any type of cryptocurrency, is that if you accept it and I accept it and we feel like there's a value there, then we can use that. And what's awesome about cryptocurrencies is then we can add in a decentralized platform and a blockchain platform, making everything transparent and open. Number two is that countries are hoarding gold. China right now has tens of thousands of miners, many of them illegal, all throughout Africa. And they're hoarding the gold every day. They take all the gold, they exploit the people and the resources, and not just Africa, this is all over the world. Then they are taking it and putting it in their vaults, and they're hoarding the gold, making it very hard for any of us to have access to real gold. So with the blockchain element, we want to verify the gold that's in the ground and give everyone better access to real gold, and to digitize the gold that's there so we can actually potentially use that digital gold in a different way.
Oh, sorry, something happened there with Scott there. I hope he will be back here soon. Can you hear me, Luciano?
Yeah, I can hear you. We hear you. So yeah, we will wait a minute. I think something happened with his electricity there.
Yeah,
because
but
it's like
I can go a little bit one thing, because when I came into the blockchain arena 4 years ago, approximately, I read the book about Bitcoin for 2016 or something like that, but I didn't read the last pages. So it was a really expensive book, because it was really hide much secrets in the end of the book. And so when I saw the opportunity to have a node is like a point on the network where I can have a software on my computer. It's like a hand that producing golden eggs every day. And you know, if you come to for example, buy stock on the stock market, then you buy it, you sell it, you don't have it anymore. But if you can have a software that you sell what's producing, but still it's going to produce even the next day. So that's what a node is. I think if David back or...
Yes, he's back.
Okay, great.
I am sorry about that. My computer shut off and reset itself. Sorry about that.
It's okay, perfect.
So let me show you about this in-ground verification. And I mentioned this briefly, but let's say, for example, we have a mine that we know there's assets there. If we can verify those assets and digitally verify those, why take them out of the ground? Let's verify those. Potentially there's NFT things that we can do with that, and we can start using the value of the gold that's in the ground digitally. So that's the first thing that we do want to do with Element, is in-ground digital asset verification. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is what we're calling an e-vault. Okay, this is the second thing. So many of us actually have some precious elements. Let's say we have a watch, or we have gold, or a family heirloom. Well, the problem right now is that these assets can be stolen and taken from us, and then they're basically lost. And one of the key things with blockchain technology is that we can put everything on the blockchain and make it very open and transparent. And if you had let's say you had a nice watch, a Breitling, or something that was a family heirloom, we could potentially put that right on the blockchain as an e-vault system with an NFT verification system. And then whenever you transfer that asset to another person, you also transfer with it the blockchain verification code. So this e-vault precious asset verification, I think, is very exciting, because now all of our precious assets are, if we have gold, if we have diamonds, if we have family heirlooms, we can put those on the blockchain, and it becomes a very strong and stable place for us to have an e-vault system. So let's say, for example, someone breaks into my house and they stole my Breitling watch. I can then go talk to law enforcement and also pawn shops. I can send out a notice, hey, my watch was stolen. Here it is on the blockchain, and verifies that it is mine. And then when someone a thief goes to a pawn shop to try and sell it, or they find it with the law enforcement finds it, they can verify very quickly that, hey, this is actually indeed my asset, and it will protect and create that transactional opportunity to maintain your assets within the blockchain. So we're very excited about that. And think about through NFTs and being able to digitally verify proof of ownership. And so this is another side of Element, is that we want to take assets that we have and put them on the blockchain. And ideally, guys, we take from gold to refinery to jeweler to customer, all verified on the blockchain. Diamond to jeweler to customer, all the way through, so that eventually all the jewelers in the world are selling an asset with a certificate from Element that it's on the blockchain, that it's verified, that there's an NFT along with it. I think this is a huge, huge industry, and very, very big for it, very easy for people to understand. The in-ground gold asset digitization is a little more complicated, and it takes some abstract thinking, where this is very easy to understand, of how you can protect and maintain assets digitally worldwide. Third thing is gamification verification. So we've been thinking, okay, well, how do we take the in-ground verification of these assets, and how do we make it fun and exciting? And Todd Hoffman, actually, he had a solution for us. He developed a game 2 years ago that was a proof of action gold mining game. And so what we plan on doing is actually taking real mines, real claims that we want to have ownership of, or the rights to, and we actually take this digital game and put it right on top of the real gold mine. So what happens is you actually are mining digitally through the game a real gold mine. And how fun will that be when you have a real gold mine that you can go, you can look and see, but then you're digitizing the game, or digitizing that mine and verifying that mine through a gamification of game. And as you think through blockchain technology, there's a lot of opportunities for NFTs, for partnerships, for sales. There's real world and digital world really mingling that becomes very exciting, and lots of opportunities to make money.
David, sorry a little bit there, because I think you have built the smartest thing ever, because many play-to-earn games today, they don't have anything backed up as you're going to have in the future. And you also have the exposure with Todd Hoffman that I think have a lot of players on this game already, 2018 or 19. And so I think, when people can buy something that they can use when they are digging gold in the game, in a real mine that you already have mining rights for in the future, or have right now, that's going to be a game changer.
I would love to have a big Connect event where we come together and we go see a real mine, and then we can also play and have the game on top of that real mine. How neat would that be if we can all get together? We have several hundred of us. We go to a mine and we can see the real mine and see the historical value and things like that. And then we can show you the digital verification of that mine. Yeah. And it's really neat. So that's the three things that Element's trying to do, is really this in-ground gold verification. And we'll start with gold, but there are other elements. We're talking to several other mine owners that have different mine assets. The eVault system, and then the gamification. And we cannot be excited enough about what we're doing. With Connect right now, the Element nodes are offered at $2,500 during our pre-sale. We're expecting our nodes to be running in several months. April to May is kind of the timeline that our programming team has told us. Now, let me just be very clear and tell everyone, we don't know what's going to happen with the price of the nodes, or the price of the tokens that are being rewarded. But we're very confident in what we're trying to do, and the purpose behind what we're trying to do. And so it's important for everyone to look at any type of purchase or investment and ask themselves, what's the worst case scenario? What's the downside? And for us with Element, well, if you purchase some nodes and they end up being they don't have any value. Well, at least you know that you were working to help with the reclamation of the land projects, and also the helping with the projects that we are going to be helping out with the mining communities. So that's kind of your worst case scenario with Element. So we're very excited about that. We're working hard on the programming side to make these three things a reality. We have some very big partnerships. Todd Hoffman, like you said, Mikael, is a big name for us worldwide. 120 million people per week are seeing that. And then we have some other partnerships that we're working on as well. If you're asking me, do I think Element is a great project? Yes, I'm all in. I'm excited about this. I haven't actually been this excited about anything for a long time. And I think there's some big opportunity. Someone asked me, so well, David, what about on the game? I mean, there's a lot of gaming things. And I said, yeah, there are, but think of the real world application, and this is a merger of the real world and the digital world that I think is very unique. And we've been talking to some large companies that want to do partnerships, and so you can actually buy and purchase the equipment, the trommel, the excavator might be a Komatsu excavator. And those of you in Connect, I think there'd be some really cool opportunities for branding and things like that within the game as well, where we can actually have the merger between real world and digital world. So I'm really excited about what we have with Element. I think Scott's got a great vision, and Scott and I work great together, figuring out how to navigate the digital and the real world elements here with the in-ground verification, the eVault system, and the game. We're talking to some of the largest jewelers in the world right now. And if we can get this done the way we want to, I want every single jewelry store in the world, every single pawn shop, every single secondary market dealer, every single law enforcement branch using Element blockchain to verify and digitize the assets that are running through their systems. And this will protect everyone. This will take the ability, I mean, it decreases the ability for your assets to, be bought and sold and traded without your knowledge. And gold, silver, diamonds, jewelry, that's the number one thing. When someone goes into your house, that's what they're trying to steal. They're trying to find your jewelry, trying to find your gold or whatever it is you have, and then they take it to the pawn shop, and then they offload it for way cheap. This helps protect against that, and so we're really excited about that. And the idea of Element taking gold, digitizing gold, and potentially making that gold more valuable with the gamification is just awesome. We're really excited.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if people think this is a smart idea and they are excited, and how can people participate? $2,500 now. You started at 2,000 or 2,500, and what will the price increase be, or what can people expect the price to increase, and so on?
Well, the pricing, we're actually outlining a price increase structure, and so I can't answer that directly, Mikael, right now. The price will be going up though, and I do know that there's no better time to buy than right now, and we expect, like I said, the nodes to start running later this April, May, and when that happens, obviously the pricing will probably be affected.
Yeah, so the price is 2,500 now, and when you sold the 1,000, the price will increase to 3,500. So do you think there is 700 sold right now, or 600? So people know what, people say, I wait next week. Maybe it can be too late because we have people here waited before, and then it's moved up $1 for each node sold.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. I know there's several hundred people right now that are waiting and ready to purchase Element nodes. We have meetings this week. I have meetings today and tomorrow with some people that are looking at purchasing a lot of nodes. And so I can't tell you exactly until those come through, Mikael, but I'll just tell you that this is a great time. Myself and Scott who are running the company, we are very sales and marketing oriented. And we just hired our first person named Chris Williams, who's very, very good at sales and marketing, and we're going to be hitting this very hard. See, what we want to do as owners, Miguel, we want to build this blockchain to be very strong, with tens of thousands of blockchain nodes in our blockchain, our element blockchain. This does two things for us. This strengthens the blockchain and makes it very strong and stable. This also, when you have a very strong and stable blockchain, then the tokens that are being used and produced, there's a natural community to use those. And so when you look at the large ones like Bitcoin or Ethereum, one of the reasons why they're so stable is because they're huge. They have a big network. And then because of that network, you have a big network of people that want to use those Ethereum or those Bitcoin coins. And so our goal is to have a huge element blockchain. This provides stability. This provides a very good verification, very strong, secure blockchain. And then this also will provide a natural network for people to use those element tokens, which will provide a real value, we hope.
Yeah.
So I can't answer your question exactly. When is this price going up and how many are being purchased? All I can tell you is that there are a lot that are going to be purchased in the next several days and several weeks.
Yeah.
And our goal, my goal, and Scott's goal is to build a huge blockchain.
Yeah.
I want tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of blockchain nodes, and this will create a very strong and stable blockchain for us, so that everyone that does become part of the blockchain knows that they're part of something stable and secure.
That's great. Sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, one very important thing, because of the transparency of the blockchain and how you're processing when you're buying new mining rights, and what kind of countries you're moving into, and how you can back it up and how people can see. Let's say you have $5 billion in mining rights. How can people really be sure that you have that, and how much do you have right now? Can you be transparent with that? Because I heard you mention some numbers in a meeting in America.
Yeah. So the way, if you go into mining, there's a universal standard used now. It's called a 43101. And you can look this up if you want, 43101. It's basically a geological survey. And it will go through and you do drilling samples, and you take LiDAR, radar, and you do lots of testing on the mine. And what this does is this proves that, hey, you actually have, let's say, $1 billion of gold in this mine, or you have $5 billion here. And so everything that we are doing is based on that 43101 geological survey, because that's the only way to verify that you actually have gold there. Because I can't say, hey, there's gold in my backyard, unless I have a geologist come in and verify, hey, there's really gold here.
Yeah, that's great.
That's Miguel. That's how we verify that.
Yeah, and how much mining rights do you have at this time right now?
So right now we're in discussion with several different mines. One is worth $6 billion. One is worth $5 billion. One is worth $20 billion. And we have about 15 different mines in Africa that we're in discussion with. We have over 100 acres, which I don't know what that converts to in a hectare, but it's a million acres up in the northern Alaska and Canada region that we're in discussion with. So we've got a lot, plenty to get started. We just need to get to the next step on those and finalize those agreements. And then we can start the digitization, the verification of those mines, and the reclamation of the parts that are hurting, and start helping the communities. Because part of what I'd like to see is that some of these communities, they have nodes. They're in the community. And rather than mining and destroying their area, let's give them nodes, and we're helping really save and protect them. Certain areas in Latin America, in Africa, are really exploited, guys. It's really, really bad. We don't talk about it. We don't want to talk about it, but much of the gold, the silver, the copper that we use in our day-to-day lives is taken from areas that are really exploited. Right now, there's a huge nickel mine that's happening in the Philippines. I had a lot of business that I did in Asia, and I love the Philippines. I love Asia, and they're destroying beautiful, pristine land to mine nickel, and it's causing problems with the water usage and really potentially death of lots of communities and people that are affected by this. Well, why are they taking the nickel? Why is nickel so critical right now? Well, everyone wants electric vehicles and different lithium and things like that. And so our idea is, okay, let's figure out how to mine more responsibly without hurting the earth and hurting people. Now, most of us here, we're in the upper levels of income and development. So, okay, someone mining in Guyana or in Ghana or the Philippines doesn't really affect me in my day-to-day life. And so you have to say, okay, you have to get to a deeper level of what's important to you, because many of us will never go to Guyana. Many of us will never go to Ghana or the Philippines. And so we have to take that, internalize, and say, well, we are hurting people to get this. And how do we stop hurting people? How do we protect the earth better? How do we protect those people and digitize and use those assets better? So by us taking a mine and verifying the gold is there, the value is there, and then digitizing that and supporting and building the node network, and hopefully having those owners of the claims, the mine owners, have nodes and be part of that node network, they will then be able to participate with the value of the token. And if we can build this network and do what we want to, we hope that token will have real value, potentially more than the gold that's in the ground.
That's fantastic. And we have a lot of gamer shares also, and many people ask me, when can people start to buy NFTs in the game, and is it 1 year away, or how far is it away, do you think, about the game?
So the game right now, the phase 1 was developed, actually finished about 2 years ago. There's some major updates that need to happen so we can get it available to everyone. We're probably, I would guess, about 12 months before the game actually is realistically able to launch worldwide. We might have some phases before that, but that's where we are right now. One of the questions I received was, how will this affect the token value? Well, this goes back to tokenomics and blockchain. And like I said about building a large, stable blockchain, everyone needs to understand, the bigger a blockchain, the more users, the more projects being done on it, the more valuable. And this is why Scott and we're partnering with people like Todd Hoffman, because I know that Todd Hoffman, through his reach, he can help us build a strong node network. Groups like Connect, these are great partnerships, because if Connect can help us build that node network, that helps everyone. That builds a more stable blockchain, and that will eventually hopefully affect the token value for a positive way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense for me. So I hope it makes sense for the person that asked the question also. So
Yep.
That's very fantastic. And the good thing about running a node is that you get rewarded tokens every day. And the tokenomics is also that we haven't started to mining with the nodes yet. And eventually it's going to be in April or May of the off-chain mining. And we're going to receive our licenses and so on. And in the first year, it's going to be 25 billion tokens. It's going to be distributed to all the node owners. And the second year, it's going to be 12.5. And then it's going to half every year after that. And so you can imagine if we are here early, like the Bitcoin miners or Gala miners or whatever, using nodes or machines or whatever. So I think it's a good opportunity to really get this information from David today. And we are really happy and highly appreciate that you are taking your time today. And very interesting to hear more about this journey in the future also. So is there anyone, if you can write to me or something, but I think we covered the most questions today. And if we have more questions, maybe I can reach out to you, David, in mail or whatever.
Yep.
So, but I hope people are satisfied with the information today to take an informed decision if a element node is good enough for them. And you also can buy like a small chicken, like a node. A smart node is a full potential, you get full rewards, but you also can buy small nodes that cost, I think it's $20 each, but then you need to add up a lot of them to have a full node. But so everyone can participate. Like David said, we have the fortune to live where we live today. So all the people in the world need to must have the chance to participate in this opportunity. So I think that's very good that everyone have that chance. So
yeah, we're very excited, and thank you everyone for listening to me. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. I really appreciate what you are all doing. I think there's a big need in the world for groups like Connect. I'm very supportive of it, and I think blockchain is going to change the world. I think there's no better time to get in than now, and many of you have seen the success of what's happened and how things are changing. I will just mention that it can be scary getting in now at the early time, but that's the whole risk reward ratio that everyone needs to look at. And I appreciate you taking some time and inviting me to this. I'm happy to join again if you ever need. And Scott's probably a much better presenter than I am. So
you make it good. We are really happy that having you here today, David. And I hope you have a great holiday.
Thank you all.
So
yep, you all have a great meeting. I'll leave now. So we'll
yeah,
see you later.
Thank you so much, and I can end the last words here. So thank you so much, David.
Thanks, David.
And okay, so we have some people here talking English, so it's good if we do that. And everyone that's sitting here today have the opportunity, but I think it's very important to follow up on people if you have questions, because if that person can't answer the question, it's very important that someone else can do that, so you really take a decision on the right information. So what we have here is the real product, but also a great team with support also, because you can have the greatest product in the world, but if no one supports you, you will never use the product. So it's very important that we can help each other, reach out to. It's no stupid questions here. I think I already asked the stupid questions in the world already. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And I think, what do you think, Luciano? Is it?
Yeah, so I think it's a great thing. You know, we had one project today. We had like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, another project, and more projects will come in to Connect. So this is something that we can, we can choose. It's like you go into a candy store and you choose which candy is the best for you. And this is what we have here. So this project with decentralized blockchain community like Connect have will be, like they said, will be one of the biggest in the world in community, in blockchain, in decentralized. So I think it's great to see something, and like Michael said, the support they're giving us to have the opportunity to have guests from each of this project. This is amazing. We are in a great place, in a great time, because we are the first ones. What we are thinking, we are 11,000 or maybe a little more now around the world. It's nothing. It's nothing. And this is from the beginning when we started to mine green, because I was with Michael when we started to buy the machines 4 years ago. So this is a great opportunity. Talk to the person that invited you. Talk to your leaders. We are here to support you totally. We have a different way to work today that we had for a couple of years ago. Today, we are a team, a real group, a community, a company in the company, really. So I don't know what to say, but I just want to go and give more information to people to understand what we can have and what we can do.
So I think it's a great, when I look at it, if you're an investor or whatever you're doing in life, it's good to diversify. I think many people today look at the stock market, are afraid, going down because of what's happening around the world right now with inflation and the war. Maybe, I don't hope so. And so I think it's good to diversify and also go into a future technology and to own a node. The good thing with a node, there's no monthly fees. You buy a software, you can run it on your computer. You can also rent a virtual private server. We have people here that can help you. It's very easy. So you can produce rewards every day. If you sell tokens in the future, it's going to produce more tokens the day after. So you buy more like an asset, like you're in a real estate business. You buy an apartment and you can get monthly money every time people lives there, pay the monthly rent for the apartment. So it's great to have the chance to have a passive income that's worth 10 times more than when you change money for time, So I think very important, but everyone needs to ask their own questions. So I think it's good to follow up with the person that invited you today, and then we can help each other. But I heard what he said. He don't really want to say, it's going to be a lot of people, because I think he's sure that when they say it's going to be bigger investors that's going to go in and buy 50 nodes, And I think when I talked to Steven, I think he said it was like 700 or something, 800. And when it goes up to 1,000 sold, it's going to be 3,500 for a node. So right now it's 2,500. And I think maybe not tomorrow, but I think in the end of this week or earlier, the price will increase $1,000. So it's because I know people here in other products that we have that said, "Oh, Michael, why didn't you say much harder to me?" Because the day after it went up, So, but it's a good way for everyone to participate in these different projects we have. And we have regular presentations in Swedish on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. And then also Luciano is in Spanish, and also we're going to have regular meetings in English here soon also. So thank you everyone for taking your time today. We highly appreciate it, and have a great evening, and we hope we see each other again soon.
Yes, one thing more. We will subscribe all these Zooms in both Spanish or Finnish. I know we have a lot of people from Finland here, and also different other countries. So if you want to help us with that, just take a contact with us and we will subscribe it with you so we have it the right way. All right. So take care, everybody. See you.
Bye-bye.